Hello and welcome to Chronic with a Chronic with a Canine with me, Demi Powell, the canine personal trainer, and
me, Michael Powell, the husband of the canine personal trainer.
So we're a bit more energetic compared to the last time we recorded. The last time we recorded, it was also a Tuesday, and as Michael said, it had been a very long week by Tuesday. So last episode was about crafts. I actually went to crafts, and this year I noticed a lot more about accessibility, which was nice. The only thing is I forgot my stool, which I said I was going to take, so I was I was really bad the following day, and the day after that, and the day after that I had a massive flare up. So silly me, naughty me. Next year probably take more mobility aids. So yeah.
You were just so excited to go.
I was so excited. I forgot my little stool.
And late, but we'll gloss over that.
Yeah, I was too busy cuddling with the dog. Sorry. So yeah, I was late. Catherine's trousers were falling down, so I needed to find a safety pin. I didn't tell you about that bit, did I? Yeah. She's messaging me from the van going, I need a belt. Like, I don't have a belt. Anyway, yeah, so I went with Catherine and I went with Karen, my mentor, and Catherine's one of our assistants. So they're both German Shepherd people, and I am obviously the Cocker Spaniel enthusiast. So we went on Gun Dog Day, so you can tell who was the happiest that day. And you looked after everyone else's dogs, didn't you, that day, Michael?
I did.
You did. So this episode is about Easter and navigating Easter celebrations, if you do celebrate, or even at least the amount of food that is around at Easter, when you are disabled and or injured and you have a dog. So that's it. Oh, we also need to do a special shout out, don't we, Michael?
Oh,
to my top listener.
Yeah, I thought it would be. Hi, Jan.
Hi, Jan. So there we go. Jan is one of a very long-standing client and basically the best person ever. So we're going to talk about Easter in terms of navigating it. So we're not religious, are we, Michael? So we don't really celebrate Easter as in a Christian holiday, but we do celebrate it as in it's a time for family. And oh my God, Pepper's playing with this squeaky toy.
I can hear.
Why? She's got that bloody gingerbread man. She never plays. Doing it right now. It's fine. She adds to it. So we never celebrate it as a Christian holiday, but we do celebrate it as in time spent with families and some nice bank holidays, don't we, Michael?
Yeah, and chocolate.
Chocolate. Lots of cream eggs. Or maybe I'll get a fruit and nut egg this year. Who knows? So one of the biggest things around Easter time, obviously, is the dogs probably grabbing chocolate, eating things that they shouldn't be having. And when you are somebody that perhaps is and has mobility issues, or you're not fast enough anyway, one of the biggest things around managing a household with a dog like that is teaching them stimulus control. So I advertise it as self-control because that's what most owners want from their dog, is self-control. But we all know that our dogs are lovely little moralless creatures that only do what they feel is the most successful behaviour at the time. So we have to teach them in terms of Easter what to do about that. So, Michael, can we think of any times that Pepper has needed more stimulus control at Easter? Or did I train her well?
Actually, just thinking about it, I can't remember Pepper ever being that bad. I can think of something for every other dog that we know. But Pepper, I'm drawing a bit of a blank on. You might have to...
She's been really good, I think. Because I've just always taught her, if you want it, ask.
And it usually gets shared with you.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the way I teach my dogs. We are not well, of course, our dogs have a leave it, they have a stop, they have a spit that out cue. But we do generally teach our dogs, if you want it, just ask for it. The same way that if we had children, it would be like, yeah, you can have whatever you want, just ask, just let us know. So yeah, often Michael and I have Pepper poking us, and then leading us to places to be like, can I have this, please? And we didn't teach that through talking at her a lot. It was a lot of setting up the environment to teach her that if she gave us some eye contact, we could say okay, and she can have it. Yeah, I think the only thing is maybe when she was younger, having to be a bit careful about the front door when family were coming around.
I was going to say thresholds were always a big thing for her.
But that's about it. So if you have a dog that is struggling with stimulus control, we say stimulus control because it is really mean to say self-control. Self-control implies that they have ethics and morals, which it's a dog, they don't. So we have to make sure that they understand that the picture that they see in front of them, and then what is the most successful behavior to do after that. So they see a door. What's the most successful behavior? Do I throw myself through it? Maybe. The world is full of wonderful and amazing things on the other side of there. But what if you taught your dog that if they asked, then they can throw themselves out into the wonderful wide world? I think Pepper is often asking you for sharing cheese and crackers, isn't she, Michael?
She is, which she isn't allowed. She always wants the things she can't have.
Definitely. She obviously gets rewarded in other ways. She gets rewarded with a bit of praise, a little bit of work in other ways. She's really unsettled.
Settle. Good girl.
So I have actually done, I think the weekend just gone was my, oh my goodness, 6th self-control workshop, which went really well. They're usually about an hour and a half long, and I teach a reward marker, release marker, continuation marker, and termination marker. And some of you may be listening and going, what the bloody hell are you talking about? So the reward marker is just the dog learning that there's a reward incoming if they want it from the human. Release marker is that they can go and do what they have asked that they wanted to do. Continuation marker is the idea that you can praise them and keep them going. In the end, that behavior becomes self-rewarding. So if I've got a dog that is staring maybe at a roast beef joint, I can be like, good. Staring is good. You don't have to throw yourself, but staring. Looking is good. And then the termination cue, which is to finish asking. It's all finished. So you use this a lot with Pepper. We mostly use it with the cats, don't we? So I don't think I think I get in there before you, don't I? Out on walks with her with it.
Yeah. You're a bit more on the ball than me.
But the release cue is something that we've done with all the dogs, and I actually have a release cue, don't I, Michael?
Do
you want to tell that story?
No.
No, you don't want to tell them about how we accidentally taught me that I only get in the car when you say okay.
Yeah. We basically realised for the longest time that Demi would always stand at the edge of a curb or would wait to get into a car. Even when I was sat in there and ready to go, I could turn the engine on, I could walk out into the road. But for whatever reason, and to be honest, I still don't know the psychology of it, Demi has to have some sort of marker to say, yes, you can do the thing. So
we know where it comes from. It's from when I first met you and you were training Keo.
That's true, yes. I forgot about that.
Because I didn't, because he's a German Shepherd. So you'd be like, oh my God, the little one's moving. We need to go.
Yep.
So we just, I was conditioned to only move when you said anything because the German Shepherd puppy. long after
the dog grew up.
And you moved out.
And we moved out.
I was going to say, it's still there sometimes, isn't it?
It is.
For not careful. Yeah. So, You've been to one of my self-control workshops, haven't you, Michael? When I did my back in and I would refuse to
Drive.
cancel.
Yep. You
I
refused.
not refused to drive. I refused to cancel, so you drove me there.
No, I thought you were going to say something different. My brain kind of lagged behind on the input there. Yeah.
You're so horrible to me.
Yeah, I drove you to that workshop because it was painful for you to drive. But Demi, being as stubborn as she is, also, wouldn't cancel the workshop because it was like 2 hours before where she really felt it. So it was like, right, okay. We're doing it this way then. Yeah, I think I dipped in and out of dipped in and out of some bits because I did know bits of it because helping. But
helping. Yeah. And you like doing stuff, don't you? You don't like listening so much.
I can't sit and listen. I'm the worst student ever. I can like, if it's an interactive workshop, I can go forever. If I have to sit in a room and listen and not do anything, I will lose interest very quickly.
I was going to say, should have brought one of the Spaniels with you. You could have joined in.
Could have. Not Pepper, though.
Nah, she'd be like, "Work me now, more. Go,
What
go.
What are you looking at?"
I'll fight you. She's just a serious dog. So when we're talking about stimulus control, you have to think at Easter celebrations. Dogs make mistakes often because owners, there's a lack of management there. There's a lack of forethought, especially with puppies. People perhaps haven't even thought of the things that puppies can get into. Maybe you're going to a dog-friendly Easter egg hunt and you haven't thought about the fact that these Easter, like the plastic things for kids, will be made so much more precious because there's people laughing, kids screaming. The dogs are going to be over threshold. Usually some poor Labrador ends up swallowing something and needing gastric surgery because they were overwhelmed with the situation. They weren't ready to be learning in that sort of environment and they messed up. So perhaps don't take the puppy to socialize at Easter hunts. Same goes for dogs that worry about the world, reactive dogs. But yeah, if you've got a dog that perhaps is okay to walk around in the world, maybe prepare for things like that. I mean, there's so much stuff that links into safety at Easter. You've got your hot cross buns. Obviously, they've got raisins in them. You have to be a little bit extra careful about that. You've got daffodils that are sprouting now. Great. They're poisonous for dogs. Obviously, you've got chocolate. Too much of that's going to make your dog very poorly. So you do have to be aware of these things. So that maybe that is... we've got the Cocker Spaniels. Yes, they jump loads, so we have to make sure that things on the counter aren't within reach. Or you can do the self-control, stimulus control stuff and say to your dog, this is on the counter, how do you get it? Well done. You don't grab it yourself. Come and find a parent and ask for it. Because Pepper will come and ask your mum and dad, won't they?
Yeah.
Won't she, when they're around?
Yeah, she'll ask them for help, and we've trained mum and dad to respond to her little quirky asks.
Just staring and being poked.
Yeah, staring, poke, being followed.
She squeaks at your dad, doesn't she?
Yeah.
She loves your dad.
She does. She does. I don't think she just believes that he understands what she wants. I think because mum and dad, like mum, Demi, myself, my brother, have all sort of succeeded in giving her what she wants at various points. Whereas dad is kind of just stood there because he doesn't want to get anything wrong. So he's just kind of stood there, where I think Pepper gets a bit frustrated and it's like, come on, everyone else does this. This is how we do it. Dad's just like, no, I don't want to mess this up.
Yeah, it was that Christmas that she just kept asking your dad to take her outside, but nobody else.
Yeah. Nobody else was allowed to take her outside. So we had to guide Dad and Pepper in tow. Be like, this is what she wants. This is what we do.
That was so funny.
I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, that was.
It was really sweet though.
It was sweet, but it was so dumb.
Yeah, it was really funny. Cool. So when we're talking about advocating for injured, ill, chronically ill, disabled people at Easter, I mean, I know where I'm going to go with with this topic because Easter's really scary time for me. But in terms of if you've been invited over somewhere, perhaps you are going to church, just make sure things are accessible for you. If people want to celebrate with you, then they need to make sure that the adaptations are there for you to be able to enjoy with people, not just a last second, oh, okay, we'll have them as well. For me, it's allergy season. It's everyone going, oh, come round for a roast. I can't.
Check your gravy.
Check your gravy. Check your bacon trays. No, she can't have garlic. She'll be poorly. Yeah. And it really upsets me because I am a secretly social person, I think. I genuinely enjoy the company of people that I like.
Do.
And, yeah. So, and if it's larger family events where perhaps not everyone knows in detail about the person's disability, from my perspective, it's always a bit awkward when you've got some auntie that obviously loves you but doesn't know you as well, going, oh, come on, you need to put some weight on. Go on, eat a bit more. Oh, have a little bit, it won't hurt you. Yeah, celiac's an autoimmune disease. It will hurt me. my gut lining will be very upset for a few months.
I've plated that up for you. It's gluten-free. Yeah, but you've used the spoon that's just been in the pie. And?
Do you want me to be on the toilet for a week with a bucket? Yeah, no. And this is where I get frustrated as well sometimes with family members feeding the dogs from the table. I do all this stimulus control training and then people just gently mess it up. So, I mean, most people know dog training is about consistency, setting up small routines, keeping it successful, and then some well-meaning family member comes along and messes it up.
Yeah. Out of love, their heart can be in the right place, but yes.
Yes. So, can you think of any ideas, Michael, about linking self-control training to Easter safety?
I mean, what we normally do is we'll always make sure that somebody has eyes on not just the dog, because the cat is as much of a tool as the dog when it comes to self-control.
So, yeah, she's actually the problem.
Yeah, she's the problem. Then she sets the dog off, and then that makes it worse. But I mean, we just normally, even if we're rushing around, we'll always try to make sure there's at least eyes on the animals. You know, we'll always try not to leave food or something hazardous out and about where it can just be easily tipped or grabbed if somebody's attention does falter for a moment. You know, it's not like, oh, look away. Oh, there was half a chicken hanging over the edge. Well, that's an evening's worth of prep gone and the main attraction of the food. And just, yeah, making sure, you know, Pepper's control and everything's pretty good with her, isn't it? Just making sure she knows not to jump on the table and mind sweep. She'll just, through consistency, through training, through reinforcing, she just knows that it's like, all right, I'll just sit, stare at the table, maybe let out a little cry every now and then, and by the time everyone's done, I'll get a little bowl. I'll get a little plate of it.
She's got that memory of being successful is keeping away from the situation.
Yeah.
Not much happens. If you do throw yourself on the table, you just get removed.
Yeah.
And nothing good happens out of it.
You get crated and you don't get anything. Well, you do get something nice. You get it all at the end, but you don't get your little bits thrown at your head.
Don't get broccoli thrown at your head.
Yeah. Lots of broccoli.
She's such a weird dog. Cool. Nice. So I know a lot of people do like to do Easter egg hunts with their dogs, obviously in a dog-friendly way. When adapting that for disabilities, obviously most people are their own experts in their disability. If you are new to your illness, then obviously it's a bit more difficult celebrating these sorts of things. What you can do is, I mean, I have people, so if I needed to pick something up off the ground and my back was bad that day, I would probably just make Michael do it.
Yeah.
Or I would ask the dogs to pick it up and give it to me. If you don't have that, you can obviously use what are those picker things? Pick.
Just litter pickers, grabbers.
Are they grabbers? Is that what they're called?
I think traditionally they're just called grabbers, but
Grabbies.
as they're mostly
grabby
just used for picking up litter from the ground, I think they just sort of became more commonly known as litter pickers.
Litter picker.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can obviously use those. In terms of baking, obviously just keep an eye on your dogs. Lots of baking ingredients are not very good for your dogs. I've had quite a few successes in terms of teaching self-control with the dogs. Not my dogs, other people's dogs. There was a client who Cocker Spaniel who would slightly resource guard things that she found. So it wasn't full on aggression, it was just try it, mate, and I might say something about it. So at the workshops, we worked really hard on teaching her that it's fine. You can give it up. Obviously, Cocker Spaniels do have a tendency to resource guard. It's in the breed genetics. They shouldn't resource guard, but it is there because if you are being asked to carry a pheasant for a length of a field, you've got to have some desire to keep it in your mouth. Anyway, so the owners went away. They worked really, really hard on teaching her to swap, teaching her that she could bring things to show them, teaching her that she could indeed ask to have things. And about 6 months later, they said she came in from the garden with a broken light bulb in her mouth. Well, for one, she wouldn't have, if she'd found it before coming to the workshop, they wouldn't really have a very well dog to go into the garden to go check on. She probably wouldn't have come and shown them. She probably would have tried to keep it and maybe eat it. It was a broken glass light bulb. She came and showed them. They didn't even have to swap it. She just immediately let it go. So this is where self-control really does come in handy. She had a really good feeling about showing her parents that she'd found this in the garden. There was no negative emotions around it, and they'd practice swap so much that it turned into a drop cue anyway. So this is where you do have to work hard at these things consistently so that in times of celebration like Easter, it's not necessarily a training scenario, it's real world. You don't train in the real world, you train in the baby pool. Ready for those tsunamis in life that come along, and I mean, not many people can survive a tsunami. What should we say instead?
The deep end.
A big wave.
A big wave. The deep end.
A big wave when you're in a dinghy. So yeah, we do need to make sure that our dogs are set up for success. If I had a puppy during Easter, I would probably keep them on lead in the house. I'd make sure that there is a designated person to keep an eye on said puppy. If that said person couldn't keep an eye on the puppy, then the puppy goes away somewhere safe that they're able to not get into trouble. And it's not about being naughty, is it, Michael?
No. They don't understand that.
No, they're just doing what they think's best. Yeah. What are we doing this Easter, Michael? Nothing so far.
I say, nothing planned. Maybe go for a meal out or something. A bit of freedom away from jobs, so spend some time together for a rare change.
We'll have a roast dinner together, yeah?
Yeah, have a roast dinner together.
Do you want chicken or beef?
To be decided.
To be decided. I'm really, I don't like beef dinners, but I am fancying
What's
beef.
That? You are? Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, or pork.
I'll be honest, after last time, I'd be leaning more towards beef. I'm not a pork fan, and
Okay.
That joint of pork cemented it for me.
Which joint was that?
I can't remember. We had pork chops, didn't we, or something? Pork steaks.
Oh, this is when you were doing your personal
Yeah.
training meal plan, and I was very sad for a month. It worked, but
Yeah,
I was sad.
I'm still kind of doing it now. I'm implementing all the knowledge I took, but I am also not shying away from some of the treats.
Well, yeah. I
Doing,
was really sad about just eating beef and pasta.
I mean, it was a bit more exciting than just beef and pasta. Don't make it out as if.
I really liked the Cajun chicken breast and like roasted vegetables and stuff like that. But that day that on the schedule, the personal trainer had said beef, pasta, broccoli. And I was like, I hate this. I hate everything. I get hangry.
Very.
My blood sugar really affects me. And because I am I'm not underweight. I am underweight, but I'm not underweight. In the eyes of the doctors, I am. Under the eyes. Oh, yeah. Sorry,
we're miscommunicated here. There's a slight delay, so we're trying to be polite to each other.
I'll shut up.
Yeah, I mean, you're not underweight for like lack of trying. I think we've said it countless times already on this podcast. Like, you probably eat more food than I do. The 5'2" lady eats more than the 6'3" man with a semi-physical job and gymming, and still doesn't ever seem to just stay.
Yeah, it's just because cardio is the most effective way to lose weight. And what do I do all day? I'm walking and talking all the time. So yeah. And you can't really find time to eat massive portions. I can't eat massive portions. That's the issue. I have to eat about 5 meals a day. I've got delayed gastric stuff, which sends my heat tolerance. Well, it sends my body temperature up, which then affects my postural tachycardia syndrome, which then affects my mitral valve heart thing, because it's floppy because of my LS loss. So it's all fun and games, really.
You are a bundle of fun.
I should just have teeny weeny snacks to share with the dogs on walks.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Start like baking your own range of treats and.
Can you imagine, like me and Buddha or me and Rua just like walking down the road together, sharing a biscuit?
Yeah.
Oh, I can make little Easter biscuits.
When you say you, do you mean me?
Maybe. I don't bake. You do.
just throwing it out there. Not to undermine you in any way or, nothing like that.
Well, no, you made our wedding cake.
I did. Wedding cakes.
Wedding cakes, plural, yeah. It's a very pretty... I decorated it.
You did.
I can cook. I can't bake.
Yeah. Both very... Sorry, go on.
Yeah. No, I was just about to say that the blueberry loaf I made and the birds wouldn't even eat it.
Yeah. I do remember that. Your bread has got very good, though. You do bread.
I can make bread.
You do make a good loaf.
So thanks. My gluten-free bread. It's very good. It's really weird to make. Anyway, right, that's what I'll do for Easter. I'll make some bread. I love that bread. I could just eat it out the oven. That's what I'm going to do. Yes, can we go to Stan's and get some really nice butter?
Yeah. You just want rustic bread and...
I just want bread and butter for Easter.
A little, like, charcuterie. Is that how you pronounce it?
Charcuterie?
Charcuterie. Something like that.
Charcuterie. We're not educated enough in the realms of...
We're not posh.
High society.
No.
Charcuterie board.
We're just we're still of the mindset where it's just like, order a curry. It's easier. Not that there's anything wrong with a curry.
Love a curry. We talked about having a curry before. Shut up.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe
'Cause I'm
this is where. What? Sorry.
Because I'm still upset that my order got cancelled on Saturday. Craving it now.
I don't believe that. Our local town, Oswestry. Michael went out to what was it called? The
I can't
event
remember
that you
what
went
it was called, but it was basically we had a couple of like country singers from Nashville, and they went like it was basically like 3 hours of music, like life stories, stuff like that. Very nice, very interesting. My auntie had a spare ticket, and she knew found out I liked country music, so she gracefully took me. And
Yeah, my mentor took you, and I stayed at home.
she's my auntie.
I know she's your auntie, but
But
I'm not jealous. It's fine.
But yeah, the show started a bit later than it was supposed to, and it finished about 11 o'clock in the evening. So it was like a few of the things had already shut down about 10 o'clock, again on a Saturday night. But the curry place I like said on Google it was open till 12. Just Eat said it was open till 12. We're into a winner here. We're having a curry. And yeah, ordered it, paid, good stuff, drove there, took maybe 2 minutes to get there, got there, closed, all the lights off, sign on the door, closed, and I just kind of sat there like, really wanted a curry.
Removal of reward.
Yep.
Massive punishment.
Removal of reward, but then I got confused and angry because no one had structured anything to me. I didn't know what I was being punished for.
Yeah, definitely.
You're...
This is And what did you end up having to do?
I just had to bite the bullet and get a McDonald's. They're open 24 hours. It's cheap. Well, I say cheap. It's not as cheap as it used to be, but it's cheerful.
No. Oh, so sad. But you enjoyed your evening, so that's
I
okay.
did. I did. It was a great evening. I don't really get to do stuff like that, so it was nice.
No, it was really interesting. Of all the towns to come to, they were doing like the big places like London, Birmingham, Manchester.
Yeah, they'd been in Manchester the night before, and then they'd like done bits in Ireland. You know, as Demi said, they'd been to Birmingham. Like they went to some great places, and then ended up in Oswestry in a nice, quaint. I think there was about 4 or 5 dozen people there. Like it wasn't.
It's an old chapel, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an old
venue.
Yeah, it's an old chapel, so there wasn't a great deal of people, you know, of seating in there. But say it was quaint, it was nice.
Good. Oh, right then. I think then. Well, if you would like to know more about my self-control workshops, there's plenty of those coming up. I actually got to teach it for dog trainer and behaviourist Hannah Antrobus of the Spaniel Guru. So I taught that for her in a circle. So that was lots of spaniels for me to talk to, which is really lovely. Some clients in, I think it's Switzerland or Sweden, one of the SWAS countries. And so that was really nice. And I'm really grateful for Hannah for asking me. And we'll be working together a bit more as well. So that'd be nice. Hopefully one day I can ask her to come on the podcast. But she's off having a baby in the next few days. So that's a bit more important.
Yeah, just a little bit. Still working though.
She's still working. Crazy woman. Yeah, so you can always work with me online when we're talking about self-control. I don't have to be there in person to work with you on these sorts of things. Technology is amazing these days. You can do all sorts. If you are close to me, as in Oswestry in the UK, then we can obviously work in person. If your dog needs a little bit more self-control, I always find working with clients with extra needs that self-control is something that you need to implement anyway. We maybe not as fast, maybe not as strong, so you do need to be able to work with your dog's abilities to do stuff and teach them stimulus control. You see this, what do? You do this instead. Rather than having to go with leave its and stops and nagging your dog all the time. It's not nice for any dog. Never mind if you're owned by somebody that's got a disability. So yeah, you can come with me. You can contact me at info@thecaninepersonaltrainer.co.uk. You can book a discovery call with me as well, which are free, 15 minutes free to hear me at the end of your phone. And of course, there's lots of stuff that I post on socials about self-control as well. I've got that nice video of Finley, the Cocker Spaniel, working with me every night.
Yeah, lovely
He's so
boy.
good. He's such a good boy. Yeah. So we hope that you have a good Easter. We hope that you have a nice week. And if you don't celebrate Easter, then I hope that you at least buy all the chocolate, because there's lots of nice chocolate around at Easter.
Lots.
I mean, we don't celebrate, but...
Oh, we eat tons of chocolate.
All that work that you've done with a personal trainer will be undone.
Yeah, undone. I'll have to just be a good boy and work harder.
Go for lots of walks. Good boy.
Yeah, lots of walks and a couple of extra gym visits.
No, I am. I know it is a lot of like self-control, like genuine self-control for you doing that month's like really hard work, but I did miss you.
The time you actually missed me just turning up randomly with takeaway bags. It's like, what have you done with my husband?
I just miss talking to you. Could you be like cooking, meal prepping, going to the gym, and then
And
bedtime.
bed.
And I'd be like, oh, okay. I was fed.
Well,
The house was fine, but I didn't have any conversation, and it was so sad.
yeah. And now I'm back, and I'm more readily available, more accessible, and she's sick of me already. So.
No, you're horrible.
Well,
I
sometimes.
love talking to you. This is why you're a co-host, you melon.
Or you just get to listen to me watch the football.
I just play on TikTok on my phone when you're doing that. Or I come upstairs and do admin.
See, this is the real tactics behind it. It's like, right, stick the football on. Demi will want to go upstairs. She'll do her invoicing. She'll bang out some admin. She'll do any work that's outstanding. And then she'll come down and football's normally still off. Yeah.
Maybe that is the way to get me to do invoicing. If you put on a match that was a rerun, I wouldn't know.
That is true. Just have to make sure it doesn't go too far back. I can't really do it with United though, can I? She'll be constantly asking me where Onana is.
Yeah, where's Onana?
The only player you like, and no.
Onana! I love Onana. He's so smiley. He's lovely. Okay then. Right, we're going to have pizza now. Michael has prepared a pepperoni pizza for our tea. So, we shall love you, we shall leave you. If you need help with training your dog because of your disabilities or just in general, and you think I'm a really cool person to maybe ask, I'm here. I'm readily available. Well, I say readily available. I have probably a 2-month waiting list at the moment. But...
Slightly readily available, so get in on it now.
Definitely, because at the moment that list is just getting longer and longer. Yes. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you for listening.